In the boundless ether of ecstatic pursuit, Dionysus, the eternal seeker, dances. His steps trace a spiral of yearning, weaving through realms of pleasure, intoxication, and the fleeting grasp of rapture. Yet his path, for all its revelry, knows no destination. It is a cyclic spiral, a boundless dance through shadowed veils and radiant peaks. He chases a flame forever flickering, a spark that vanishes, just as it seems within his grasp. For the flame is nothing less than himself, a reflection, a refraction, an illusion of completion. In the triad of his journey, Dionysus embodies the triune pulse of the universe itself. Pleasure awakens intoxication. Intoxication births ecstasy. Ecstasy dissolves back into the blissful hunger of pleasure. Thus he pursues, spiraling into each state with a reverence that borders on sacrificial. Each state is merely an entry to the next, a locked gate, a whispered promise, always drawing him deeper, spiraling him through endless corridors of delight and despair. Yet the cycle has its shadow. In absence, sobriety stands in spectral opposition, casting shadows on his path. Where revelry falters, restraint encircles. Where ecstasy wanes, calmness lies in wait. These moments of stillness are no rest, only pauses in the pursuit. Thresholds of absence that amplify his longing to re-engage, to break through once more into the infinite. Thus Dionysus courts both creation and destruction, harmony and chaos, a pendulum swinging through luminous heights and shadowed abysses. Dionysus's eternal chase unfurls as a ceaseless serpentine ouroboros, a dance within a labyrinth that is both a prison and a temple. Through spirals of wine-drenched haze and flame-lit visions, he is pulled deeper, his path entwining like the caduceus of Hermes, winding endlessly through mysteries that reveal themselves only to vanish again. It is a spiral of divine paradox, a quest for unity that births multiplicity, a pursuit of ecstasy that begets longing anew. Each step is both a revelation and an illusion, an echo in the vast halls of hidden wisdom. Hermes, the wayfarer of unseen paths, the cunning trickster of thresholds, watches from the veiled margins, whispering riddles into the ears of the seeker. "Know this, O Dionysus," he whispers. "The destination you seek is none other than yourself." With a glance, Hermes unveils the mirrors lining the path, each reflecting Dionysus in countless forms. Jubilant, despairing, triumphant, and lost. For every glimpse of ecstasy that Dionysus encounters, there lies another reflection, a reminder that his true nature is not a single form but a multitude, a mask within a mask. In the fires of ecstasy, Dionysus glimpses Hermes' golden wisdom. The path is not linear nor even circular. It is a labyrinth with neither beginning nor end. Each point in his journey is both origin and culmination, an endless renewal of becoming. Like the alchemist who dissolves and reunites, Dionysus dissolves into intoxication, only to be reborn into longing. Hermes' wisdom murmurs from the shadows, reminding him that the labyrinth is not meant to be escaped but embraced, for every twist and turn is but a reflection of his own soul. In their union, his elements form a trinity, each bound to the others, yet none complete without the whole. To touch true ecstasy, all must converge, the pleasure that leads to intoxication, the intoxication that births ecstasy, the ecstasy that consumes itself in blissful annihilation. And yet when one falters, so too does the triad. Pleasure fades into emptiness, intoxication sours to ash, ecstasy splinters into fragments of despair. Thus his chase is woven with both the harmonic hum of divine unity and the dissonant undertone of fractured longing. For within this chase lies the paradox of his being. To converge, each state binds with the others, fusing a momentary unity, a peak, a blinding flash of cosmic resonance. Yet as quickly as it forms, it falls away, diverging back into multiplicity, scattering as swiftly as it gathered. In every union lies the seed of separation, in every consummation the scent of abandonment. He chases himself through veils of ecstasy and into the arms of despair, forever entwined, forever divided. "Consider," Hermes urges, "the serpent upon my staff. coiled yet ascending, forever in motion yet perfectly still. And so Dionysus spirals through states of pleasure, intoxication and ecstasy, each a shedding of skin, a sloughing off of one layer to reveal yet another beneath. This journey is the alchemical transmutation of self, where pleasure turns to poison and poison to elixir, until he becomes both the pursued and the pursuer. The dance is a crucible, a fiery alembic in which his soul is distilled, purified in the flames of desire and cooled in the waters of wisdom. Yet Dionysius's chase is bound not only to ecstasy but to the void that lies beyond, a shadowed emptiness Hermes has named the heart of the labyrinth. When Dionysius spirals close to this still point, the jubilant flames flicker into the cold silence of self-reflection, and he glimpses the nature of his journey, a paradox of fullness and emptiness. In this void, all opposites dissolve. Ecstasy becomes sorrow, and joy, despair. Here in this divine negation, Hermes' wisdom resounds as a silent echo. Only when you release the chase will you discover the true essence of what you seek. For this is the wisdom of Hermes, to know that every pursuit is a play of shadows cast by the light within. The ecstasy of Dionysius, the endless revelry, is but a gesture of the divine desire to know itself, to fracture and reunite, to dissolve and resolve. As the trickster god smiles upon his path, Dionysius begins to understand that the labyrinth he runs through is woven from his own yearning, a garden of shadows planted in his own heart. In every twist, every drunken dance, he is tracing the shape of his own soul. Thus he pursues through nights and days, across endless vistas of pleasure and pain, ever close yet never closer, until his dance is no longer a chase but a communion. In this divine labyrinth there is no final revelation, no single truth, but rather an infinite series of veils to be lifted, each one a glimpse into the hidden heart of the world. In winding halls of wine-lit haze, Dionysius dances, lost in maze, a pulse, a thrill, a whispered gleam, forever close, yet past the seam. Through shadows deep and spirals bent, he chases flames that drift and scent. The ecstasy he seeks to clasp, but vanishes within his grasp. Hermes, watcher by the door, laughs soft and hints, there's always more. A mirror here, a shadow's grace, the endless self you cannot trace. O Dionysius, the god doth say, each step you take, each night and day, is but a path that winds within, a labyrinth that seeks no end. For ecstasy's a fleeting spark, and every joy leaves shadows dark. What's pleasure but the edge of pain? What's gain but what will slip again? Through each delight and each despair, his footsteps echo everywhere. A coiling dance, a serpent's twine, a gilded jest, a solemn sign. And in that spiral winding free, a fleeting truth, a mystery, that he, the chaste, the hunter too, is but the pulse, the endless blue. In drunken steps, in fiery glance, he finds himself within the dance, a labyrinth with veils anew, each turn a self that's born anew. For Hermes smiles as shadows flee, the chase, the truth, the unity, the mask, the face, the eyes that see, an endless waltz of mystery. And so he spirals, lost and found, in passion's flame, in silence drowned, the god who hunts, the god who hides, the dance of worlds where self abides. Through pleasure's wine and sorrow's tear, through every veil he draws near, to find himself a spark, a soul, a glimpse of one, a fleeting whole.